Hi, I'm Pantazi. Today I have a discussion for you. Now, in the past, I have worked with many great martial artists, doctors, different scientists, and had these discussions from law enforcement to medical ramifications and whatnot. So today we're bringing you a nice discussion. This is from Bruce Everett Miller. And he wrote a few books way back in the late 80s and the early 90s on the ramifications of Kyusho and the Light Force knockouts and a number of different concepts within the martial arts and Kyusho in particular. So I decided after contact that we should get together and have a little discussion on his viewpoints. He was an Army medic, and he has an understanding of not only the anatomy, but the physiology of the human body as well. So it's an interesting topic. It's an interesting study that he did. He's got a number of books. I'm going to put the links in the section below. Just look below this video. It's going to be on YouTube. The extended video, though, I'm going to save for a more private viewing because some of the topics YouTube might not really appreciate. So we're going to keep those a little bit more private for the private subscribers here on YouTube, the Patreon channel, of course, Platinum, where all the other great discussions are located. So again, thank you, Bruce. I look forward to maybe talking to you in the future again, and getting more in-depth over the Kyusho with Light Force knockouts, the trauma that's induced, and what we can do to make sure that Kyusho is understood to a greater extent so people stay safe, number one, and effective, number two. Take care.
There's a spot in the brain called reticular activating system. I call it RAS. And that is a spot that actually, when you stimulate it, releases a chemical called serotonin. Now, serotonin is a depressant. It literally causes the brain activity to decrease. And if you dump it out a little bit, you get what I believe you'd call your level 1 knockout. You dump it number 2 or more, right, you get level 2. You do a third, and it will put you the whole body in conscious. And the interesting thing is that it stimulates the front part of the brain first. That's why you get the deer in the headlight look you were talking about. Two, it basically starts knocking down the ability for the body to function.
You've been at this, I mean, you wrote your books in the late 90s, right?
Yes, exactly. Late 80s and 90s. First off, I was a medic in the military, and then I wound up being trained as a PA. And then, well, all right, I was a medic, and I got out and I studied pharmacology at Mayo. Then I was offered to get back in the Army, and they trained me as a PA. And I got a job as a psychiatric PA. And down the road, I wound up getting a second master's in psychopharmacology at NEI. And I basically spent my time, in the military, and then the last part in the Guard, and doing psychiatry, which is strongly into pharmacology. So
it's good because you wrote it. Yeah, you wrote it so long ago, and it still hasn't been picked up on as much as it should be. And of course, I'm going to post it with this the links to your website. Or
I appreciate it. Well, I put the books out there, the links to the books out, and they don't all work so well because I'm not a programmer, but I put it out there just to share information. Originally, I was trying to get back the cost of the equipment I needed to put it out. And once I did that, I had somebody else pick it up, and then I got it back from so I could put it out, and I got the rights to the unedited versions, which means that the grammar is garbage. But if anybody can learn from it, they're more than welcome. The thing, though, that is important is that people study anatomy books, and anatomy is great, but it doesn't always explain the physiology because, right, there's this point and that point. But what happens in the body when you do something, that's more important than knowing just a spot.
Oh, absolutely. You're correct on that.